everybody.
We're back with the Sex Talk.
Sex Talk. I'm Jenoa.
And I'm Mou. And today we're going to talk about relationship makeovers. And
That's right.
Annual.
Right, on a yearly basis.
Basically on your anniversary.
Right, instead of having a regular anniversary where you're like, thank God we made it another year.
It's so funny because like anniversaries are like, what are you guys doing for your anniversary? Oh, it's your anniversary. Oh, we're going out to dinner. Yeah, that's great. What do you talk about at dinner? But I think that what a lot of times happens is people just sort of like blindly or unconsciously have anniversaries and just toast to, you know, just like be like, okay, yeah, we got another year out of the way, or
like it's a notch on your bedpost. Like, I feel like in our culture, success is defined by years together as opposed to the quality of the years together.
Yeah.
And that if you break up, it is a failure of some sort.
Absolutely.
That's another episode. But anyway.
It's kind of tied into this episode because I think that, so what we're proposing is that you do, instead of your typical anniversary, you do what we like to call a overhaul or makeover, or even just a simple discussion of, I had a really great year, and I really liked A, B, and C. I really liked that we tried a new position. I liked that we went to Palm Springs for Dinosaur Weekend together for the first time.
I love that you cleaned the house more like I asked you to. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think together, for separately, you should have things that you loved and things that you would like to make different for the year. And then as a couple, you should have shared things that you loved and shared things that you would like to make different as a couple. And do some goal setting about your relationship. You do all these things at your job, right? Your job is really important, and you do all of these structured goal setting and all of these, and maybe if you're on a spiritual path, you have a vision board and goal setting for what you'd like to achieve. And it feels like people don't consciously do this together as a couple very often.
Well, they get the relationship and then it's like, oh, well, that's taken care of. I don't really need to work on that anymore.
Or they just work when shit blows up.
Right.
Then there's like a chaos
Right.
So here we have a structured way of sitting down at least once a year and saying, this is what I really loved about our partnership this year. This is what I would really love to do differently next year.
This is what worked. This is what didn't work. Or I don't, it worked, but I don't know if I'm very happy anymore, and I think I might be ready to part ways.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a real option. And I was just talking to someone this weekend who was with the same partner for 27 years, and she said, I really didn't believe she would ever leave me. And so there's this delusion that we get under sometimes in long-term relationships that it's not going to end, and they're not going to leave her. Yeah.
After 27 years.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it was over. It was over, and she was stunned.
Yeah.
So this is something that you get to actually sit down and talk about. Well, do you still want to do this? And it should be an option. And we've talked before about contract marriage. And so this is another idea of that ilk.
Yeah, check out the episode that Jenoa did with
Dr. Frankie.
With Dr. Frankie, called The New Marriage Contract. But this is based off of that same principle, that so that you don't get blindsided, so that you're not just sort of blindly getting into a relationship and assuming that your partner is on the same page as you, and yay, we just made it to our 1-year anniversary, yay, we just made it to our 8-year anniversary, let's keep going, without even having any insight as to what's working, what's not.
Right. And also, you cannot take them for granted when you're having these honest, real discussions about what you like, what you don't like, and what you do want from a relationship, what you're not getting from the relationship. What, this is true intimacy right here.
Yeah. Scary, but true.
Sure.
It's scary to think about, like, every year having to sit down and do an inventory of, like, oh my God, how did I fail as a partner, as a girlfriend, or how did I not live up to my partner's expectations,
I think in AA and other of those programs, like taking your own moral inventory is part of that. So if you're in one of those programs, you might be used to this kind of concept on a personal level, but doing it as a partnership and taking inventory as how have I been as a partner, that can be very confronting, but also very therapeutic and honest.
Yeah, it's really a great way to show that you don't want to take the relationship for granted, that you're serious about what you're bringing to the table in this relationship. And if your partner hems and haws about wanting to do this, then I take that as a sign as well. You
Yeah,
know?
not everybody's ready to be this open and this intimate. It's very safe to just kind of like go with the flow. And that might be a big indicator that you two want different things out of a relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But give it a try. I mean, all you can do is
Yeah,
try.
yeah. I have a friend who said we don't celebrate anniversaries. Every year we sit down with pen and paper, like what worked, what didn't work, what do I want to change, and what do I want in my life that maybe you can help me with.
I love that, and it's very brave.
Yeah.
It's different than what the society is telling us to do, which is just get like wasted and celebrate and fuck on your anniversary.
Right.
But it's actually delving into like what we really want out of life, how we can be a better partner,
Yeah.
what our partnership is doing for us.
Yeah, it encourages us to grow together.
Right.
You know.
In a very conscious way.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great idea.
I think so too. I think you should just at least try it, and even if it's scary, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Your partner will tell you some dark secret that they want to, you know, scale the mountains of Peru,
You know,
and you're scared of
a friend
heights.
of mine just told me a story where he turned to his partner at one point when they were having some issues and said, "Where do you really want to be right now? If you could be anywhere in the world, where would you be?" And he said, "I would be a chef in South America." And they broke up. Like they went through the breakup process immediately because it was pretty clear that that was happening. That was several years ago. And where's this guy now? He's in South America and he's a chef.
That's beautiful.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
I have a personal story like that too, where I was in a long-term relationship, and my partner basically told me one night that they didn't support something that I had only been doing a little bit of, and it was just a wake-up call. Like, I can't spend the rest of my life with someone who doesn't get that side of me, and we had to be honest about it.
Yeah, and these kind of semi-confrontational conversations can possibly lead to a breakup. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
But it's going to lead to something that's honest and real, and maybe kickstart you and your spiritual life and your goal setting and where you want to be as a human on the planet.
Yeah.
Because it's opening up so much honesty. So, you know, be prepared for whatever from your partner and from yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one of the main reasons that we suggest this, it's really about living your life in a meaningful way. And if you're just going through the motions in a relationship, you're not going to be living it to the fullest extent that you can be, to being who you are.
It absolutely, and it might feel very safe and comfortable to hide in that place because you don't have to grow, but at the end of the day it's just going to slowly kill you, and you're not going to be who you want to be on this planet.
And you're going to not only take yourself down, but you're going to take your partner down with you. So every year on your anniversary, do a makeover.
Yeah, relationship makeover. It's fun. Who doesn't like a makeover? Right, that was the sex talk.
The sex talk. Ding, ding.